This is our second Bible reading, Luke chapter 23, verses 44 to 56. Luke's giving us an account of the crucifixion, the death, and the burial of Jesus. So let's read these verses, Luke chapter 23, 44 to 56. It was now about the 6th hour, and darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour, for the sun stopped shining, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." When he had said this, he breathed his last. The centurion, seeing what had happened, praised God and said, "Surely this was a righteous man." When all the people who had gathered to witness this sight saw what took place, they beat their breasts and they went away. But all those who knew him, including the women who had followed him from Galilee, stood at a distance watching these things. Now there was a man named Joseph, a member of the council, a good and upright man who had not consented to their decision and action. He came from the Judean town of Arimathea, and he was waiting for the kingdom of God. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body. Then he took it down, wrapped it in linen cloth, and placed it in a tomb cut in the rock, one in which no one had yet been laid. It was preparation day. The Sabbath was about to begin. The women who had come with Jesus from Galilee followed Joseph and saw the tomb and how his body was laid in it. Then they went home and prepared spices and perfumes, but they rested on the Sabbath in obedience to the commandment. Well, let's hear from another of those women, Mary, the mother of James. This is not James the fisherman, the son of Zebedee and brother of John, the other James. He's sometimes called James the Lesser. And I'm going to ask Mary, the mother of James, some questions just now. Mary, you were also one of the three women who were the first to realize that Jesus had risen from the dead. I'd like to know a bit about your involvement with Jesus. Did you first meet him when he was teaching, preaching, and healing in Galilee?
Yes, that's correct. I first met Jesus in Galilee as he was preaching and performing miracles. Since then, I had followed him all the way to Judea. One of my sons, James, became one of his disciples.
So you were part of the large group of women who supported Jesus?
Indeed, I was part of Jesus' entourage as he was teaching and healing people. With several other women, we supported Jesus and the 12 disciples as they traveled from one town and village to another.
And when Jesus set out on his final journey to Jerusalem, were you there with him and with the others?
I was. I listened to Jesus' parables and observed his miracles that changed many people's lives.
And did you actually see Jesus being crucified?
Yes, I did. I was there when Jesus was crucified. I could only watch from a distance, but I saw everything.
Right. Now, most of the people who were watching the crucifixion of Jesus, they went home when he had died. What did you do?
I stayed behind to see what would be done with Jesus' body. I watched one man, Joseph from Arimathea, went to Pilate to ask for Jesus' body so he could bury him properly.
And what did you actually see? I mean, what happened to Jesus' body?
So from opposite the tomb, I saw Joseph from Arimathea wrap Jesus' body in a clean linen cloth and place it in a new tomb.
Did you actually go with Joseph and see where he placed the body of Jesus?
Yes, I did. I followed Joseph as he carried Jesus' body inside a tomb cut in the rock. Nobody had been laid there before. I watched Joseph lay Jesus' body in it and roll this heavy, large stone in front of the tomb entrance.
So then, what did you do next?
Well, I went home with the other women who had also followed Jesus from Galilee. Together, we prepared spices and perfumes to anoint Jesus' body. But as our obedience to the commandment, we waited until the Sabbath was over before we could go to Jesus' tomb.
Yeah. So you intended to anoint his body. You never got to anoint his body, did you?
No, when I went to the tomb with the other women, very early in the morning, I saw the large stone had been rolled away. We went inside, but the body of Jesus was not there.
Mary, thank you for giving us your eyewitness account.
You're welcome.